Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Anyone Can Code. Now, if you haven't catch up with my previous episode that I uploaded, I want to tell you that in that particular video I just told about how to actually open an account and how you can land up on a page where you can actually start coding. So basically, just giving you a quick review that in this particular course, you are not required to have any prior knowledge or any false promises that you need to learn any HTML or any JavaScript. No, I'm not asking you to have any prior, even background of coding. You just can start by practically implementing code bases and understand what is your requirement as a developer or as someone who wants to learn development. Okay, so we are going to start by creating mobile applications in this particular part, and then we'll get advanced. As we advance, we are going to develop some websites as well. And now the first a quick review of the link that the or the platform that I'm basically using is code.org. So I will add the link in the description box. You can also go back to my previous video and just go through this link and see how the account creation and everything has been taken care of. So I am skipping that part for now. You can go back to that video and just find yourself comfortable with how to open your account with this particular platform and start coding right away. Also, something that I want to point out again is that no particular subscription is required in order to open an account with this platform. So I find this platform absolutely accessible to each and everyone out there, because not everyone is okay with purchasing a subscription for in order to learn coding. And also, even children or anybody who is interested in coding can start with this course. And please just let me know into the comment section if you find anything that I need to improve. So yeah, without further ado, let's start. So in this particular section of video that I am going to, be putting up is basically I am going to give you a simple, mobile application we are going to design in this particular part, and also I'm going to tell you what exactly you are going to land up after creating your account, right? Again, I'm telling, if you are not aware of how to create an account with this particular platform, just go back to my video. I'll add an the link in the I button, or I will give the link in the description box as well to that particular video. You can just go back to my channel, and if you can subscribe, please subscribe as well. Now, let me give you a quick look of what this whole canvas carries and what are the things that we are going to use in today's video, right? So basically, if I go to the topmost pane, so as you can see, a little bit things must be understood to a lot of people, but I am actually targeting each and everyone out there who wants to learn coding. So in that case, I need to tell each and everything. You can just skip this part if you are aware of what are these things, and if not, you can still go through what are these things. Okay, so basically this part of the thing actually carries the name of the project that you will be working on. You can just name it according to your requirement, and you can do it by going on the rename button, and you can just give it any name. For example, I'm going to give it first name. So I am going to give it first project as name, and I will save it. So this particular project will be saved as first project. And second is the share button. Now this is one of the most interesting parts, that you can also share your growth with the people, and you can just use it as per your requirement. You can just share it on social media, you can give the link, you can share it with your people on WhatsApp by giving them a link, and they can just visit the link and see what mobile applications you have created. So this is one of the most fun part of this thing, that you can even share your progress with other people. So yeah, and remix button is something that we'll figure out later on, but right now it's just a button that you're not required to use right now. So another thing is that create. So basically here are different ways by which you can learn coding. So Sprite Lab, Artist. The one that we are using is App Lab, and this the Game Lab or Dance Party are the things that you can explore on your end as well. I'll be also trying to explore these platforms as well, but for now we'll stick to App Lab. Now the second part is this is your account, where you can go and set up a few things that you need to set up in order to reach this particular point. So again, I'm telling you, if you're not aware of how you need to create your account, because this particular page you will end up only when you make some settings in your particular account. So please go back to that video and um, make yourself clear of how this particular account needs to be created. So yeah, this is your part where you can reach your account thing. And next is your help button, and this is a particular burger menu, where are few other things that you can explore on your end as well. Now, coming to this part, which is the most important part, the first thing I need to tell you is that the version history. Basically, the version history is a controlled way of, whenever you are going to make a change to your code, it will save it and give you a particular version of the code that you used. So as soon as you make a change in your code here, and you press the run button here, a version of that particular code will be saved under this section, right? So I tried one of the codes. As you can see in the version, I tried a few codes, and this is the history of those particular codes. So as soon as I press the run button, a version of that particular code is saved under this section. Now, further going to the show text mode. Now this is one of the things that you need to understand is this will be used in a much later stage. For now, let us just leave it just like that. It is basically, if I give you a little information, it is basically helps you read the code that is being used into the designing part of your mobile application, right? So whatever the codes that you're going to use in order to design your mobile applications, you can see the actual code that is being used in order to create that part or that design into your mobile application. Okay, so this is one thing. And now another interesting part of this code is this mobile screen. Now this will display the result of your code. So if you are going to test any codes here, this is basically a rough blank page where you can write your codes as per your requirement, and you'll be able to see the result here, right here into that mobile screen, right? So it will give you a virtual version of what your code is displaying as a result, right? So another thing is the design tab. Now there are three tabs. First is the code one. So if you are under the code tab, so this is the part where the code, these are little snippets that you can test and try a few things here and there and understand what things work for you as your requirement. So yeah. And the second tab is the design tab, under which different components have been given, and you can use them in order to create your mobile applications. So this is going to be really fun. And the third tab is the data tab. Now these are a few advanced level things that I will not be touching in this particular section, but yeah, this is also one part because a mobile application also requires some data that we are going to give it. So in order to handle that, this particular tab it's going to come in handy. So if you're, for example, if you are handling some kind of data, if you're giving some name, you're giving some roll number, or you're creating some data handling type of an application, then in that case this is going to come in handy. So this is that those are far advanced steps that I will not be touching in this particular video because it's not required right now. So we'll be just sticking to these two tabs for a very long time, because we need to first understand what are the things that needs to be required in order to create a simple mobile application. Right now I will start with creating a simple mobile application. Now what I am going to design in this particular part is basically I'm going to create a mobile application which will be similar to a remote, right? So if you can imagine a particular remote in which you press a button, for example, an on and off mobile remote, right? So if you press the button as on, right? So the screen of the mobile application will turn red. Okay, so now as we have already understood what application we are going to design, so we need to now understand what are the requirements in order to create that particular application, right? So we now know that we need a remote, right? Now that remote should basically function as turning the screen to red, right? So this is our requirement. Now what we want is a button that will be doing our work. Now that button, in order to work, needs to be a clickable component, right? Now as the button is clickable, now I want, basically what is it going to work on? It is going to work on the screen of the mobile, right? So what will it do to the screen? It will basically turn it red. So this is the whole idea that I'm going to apply into my mobile application, and just watch and learn. Okay, so I am already at this canvas. Now I have my mobile screen ready. Now the first requirement that we discussed was a button. Now in order to have that button, I need to go to the design tab, right? And I need to look for a button component. Now where is the button component? Basically this is the button component. So I will just do what? I will just pick it up. I will just drag it to my screen. Okay, now I will just drag it to my screen, right? Now as you can see, as soon as I placed it on the screen, these are the different things that have appeared in front of me, right? So a few things that I'm going to discuss here is basically the ID, which is the name or the unique identity of this particular component. So if I have like 100 components on my screen, like I have 100 things that I have applied into my screen. Now I need to have a unique name for each and every component. Like I can even have hundreds of buttons on my screen, and in order to identify which particular button I am referring to, I need to have an ID for it, which will be an identification that for that particular button, right? So this is particular this particular input or particular entry will be handling this particular identity for this particular button, right? And similarly you can also edit this particular ID, as you can see, but I will just leave it like this only. So you can also edit what will be written inside this button. So I will just change it to click me, and I can also manipulate the width and the height of my button, and I can also change its position according to the screen, which are actually being referred to here as X and Y positions. Now I can also change the text color, which is currently white. I can change it to whatever color suits me. I will just leave it like this. And the background button also, you can background color also you can change of the button. So and you can also change further different things. We will discuss this in the coming videos, but right now I'm just going to stick to what we are creating right now. Okay, so yeah, I will leave this button like this. I've changed the text of it, and further I need to look for the code that will be doing my work here. Right now I have a button that needs to be clickable. Now how will that be done? In order to make my button clickable, I need to actually use a function or a code, a particular piece of code that makes a button clickable is on event, right? So just make it a note, or write it somewhere where you can just refer to this knowledge. You can also have it saved in your particular account which will be associated with this code.org. But in order to just have a quick look on your notes, you can just write it down. In order to make a button clickable, the function or the code snippet that comes in handy is basically on event, right? So I will just pick it up and place it here, right? Now this particular I don't need to write any code here, right? I just dragged it and just placed it here, because I know that in order to make my button clickable, I need to have a function or a particular piece of code which is on event. Now in this particular on event, when you hover on it, you will see that there are different things that are being mentioned here, right? Now on event is basically a function, right? So this function basically is the functionality that is being added to a particular component, and in this case the component is the button, right? This button is the component, and the functionality that I have added to this button is the on event or the clickable functionality. As you can see, click is been written here. You can also see what other functionalities can be added to this particular component is. So here it is click, right? Because we need to make the button clickable, right? Now I need to give an id. As we discussed, id is particular a unique identification for a component. Now in this case, I have two components. One is the screen and one is the button. Now I need to make what clickable? I don't need to make the screen clickable. I need to make the button clickable. So in order to make the button clickable, I need to give the ID of the button, right? So I gave the ID of the button and that's it. My button has become clickable. I can now click on it and do whatever things I want to do with it, right? Now I need to do what further is that I need to make the button clickable to change the screen of my to change the color of my screen, right? Which will be red. Now in order to change the color of the screen, I need to change its property. Now property, what is property? Property is basically the description of a particular component. Now if I look at this component, this is a button and this is of a yellow color, and it has a text which says click me. The text color is white. Now these are all what properties of the specific particular button. Now I have a screen that is of color white. Now the property of this particular screen is white color, right? So in the similar way, I need to add a property which is background. So I need to look for a function or a functionality which edits or manipulates the property of the screen, right? So which is the property? It is the set property. Now I need to set the property, I need to change it, right? So I need to go for a set property. So yeah, in this case what I will be doing is put this code inside it. Now why I did it is because in a coding world, everything works ascending order. Now from top to bottom, right? Whatever will be whatever will be in a general scenario, whatever has been described in the topmost um, line will be executed first, and whatever has been described in the a line below it will be executed after that, right? So whatever, now in the case of this particular functionality, as I have described in the second line, so it will be executed after this line has been referred, right? So once that has been done, I will get back to what I have written in the second line, right? So I have basically used a set property. Now in this case, what and now which components properties are being manipulated here. So in this case, I am going to change the background of my screen, right? So the screen ID is screen 1, and I'm going to change the background, right? So in this case, background color is the property that I am going to change, right? So I have changed it to background color, and as you can see on its own, it has picked up red. You can also change it to whatever colors of your choice. You can make it blue, green, yellow, whatever suits you. You can just go with it. Okay, and once this is done, I've set it to red. So now once this has been done, what do you need to do next? Is my button clicking? Yes, but is it changing to red? No. So what we need to do? We need to run this particular code. Now run is like a button that basically executes your piece of code. So whatever you have written will work only when you press run. So you need to go and press this button, and once this is done, now I need to go and test whether my piece of code is working or not. So let's see. I press, and voila, it has changed the screen color to red, right? So as you can see, it is already working. And this was a functionality that I wanted to, particular cover in this particular video. So if you have any ideas, or you want to, create some other mobile application, and you want me to create it for you and help you create it, so let's just, comment down your requirements in the comment section. And also, if you want to share this particular application with your friends, you have created it and you want me to, or you want yourself to share it with your friends, just click on the share button, right? Just you can send it to your phone, right? You can use the phone, you can use your, if you are from US and you have a phone number, and you can just send it to your mobile, and a link will be sent to your mobile, and you will be able to click on it and see what are the results that you have shared. Also, you can copy this particular link and paste it anywhere inside your Google, and check. As you can see, this is my screen. So this you can share it with anybody, right? So this particular link is shareable even on WhatsApp, even on Instagram, or any other social media site. You can just go and share this link and ask them to, just look at my first, brag your first mobile application and go with it. And another thing that you can do in order to share it, you can also scan the QR code. Once you will scan the QR code, a link will appear, and you can just click on that link, and it will automatically open your mobile screens. So yeah, this is all in this video. I hope you like it. You can also, just like, share, comment, whatever you found informational in this particular video. Let me know what you felt, and let me know what further I should, cover in the coming videos. I will be soon uploading other code bases with this particular platform. So yeah, see you next time. I hope you like my video, and please, please, please subscribe to my channel. It's very, very, helpful, and gives me a boost to keep creating content like this, which is handy to people. And thank you so much. Goodbye.